the psychedelics of sex. Want to get high? Have more sex. Orgasms are my gateway drug, my gateway to higher states of consciousness, awareness, self-realization, bliss, and healing. They pack quite a punch. Sex and orgasms have been my drug, or shall I say, method for altering consciousness and reaching higher planes of existence of choice for the past 30-some years, and I use them nearly every day. My own actual drug explorations happened when I was quite young, in my late teens and my early 20s, and I soon stopped using these substances because I was more interested in how I could get to these places naturally. If a substance could simply turn on a part of my brain, then it was totally possible for me to learn how to do that without the external stimulus. I loved the idea of the journey within, how all of these dimensions are available to us at will. So I began exploring other ways of altering reality, like meditation, intense exercise, and even the act of my own demon hunting and healing as ways to change and elevate my state of consciousness, and of course, sex. From an early age, I had some of my most mind-blowing, consciousness-expanding, and life-changing experiences via my own vagina. They were cataclysmic, and I felt like I was actually literally being reborn. In fact, the ways that I have described cervical orgasms over the years in an attempt to liken them to something that people may be more familiar with is like taking the drug ecstasy. You have a full body high, every cell feels like it's vibrating with its very own orgasm. Your heart feels wildly open and compassionate to yourself and everyone around you. You have superpowers of intuition and telepathy. You speak differently, you move differently, you embody the highest parts of yourself. You feel calm and blissful and happy and in the flow, capable, confident, self-assured, and in a state of wonder and awe. Everything is so beautiful. The chaos in your mind is now quiet and you've been cracked open, fresh, like you've been washed clean. You are a new person, and this will last for days and even weeks. Yes, all that and more from cervical orgasms. And this is why I say that they are essential medicine for all women. Getting high on your own supply. And the same experiences can happen for men when they apply the techniques that I teach in recirculating sexual energy. So let's take a look at what happens to your brain on sex. First of all, your mind shuts down. So the logical part of your brain that likes to think things through and list out the pros and the cons becomes much less active. And this is one of the main things people seek when they're taking any kind of mind-altering substance, is a reprieve from their inner noise. Secondly, you have this explosion of pleasure hormones and neurotransmitters. So the climb to orgasm releases plenty of dopamine, which is your feel good, let's go out and do things, achieve things in the world hormone. And then at orgasm, you've got more dopamine plus oxytocin and prolactin and endorphins and serotonin and DHEA, all of which are chemicals that boost pleasure. Some of them have specifically antidepressant and anti-anxiety effects, and all of them leave you feeling happy, peaceful, and wrapped in a love cocoon. And then you have this vagus nerve crown chakra activation. You won't find science talking about this so much, but the biochemical activity reflects it. In tantric-oriented sex, where we aim to bring the sexual energy up from the lower chakras to the higher ones, we're helping to open up these pathways to access higher realms of awareness. The sexual energy acts as a ladder, if you will, and a turbo boost to help us get there. This is how this energy has been used since ancient times in various cultures all over the world. In cervical orgasms in women, the cervix is linked directly to the vagus nerve, which is often referred to as the spiritual nerve in the body. Cervical orgasms themselves are often likened to spiritual experiences where women see God and feel at one with the universe. For more on cervical orgasms, you can check out my podcast, 5 steps to cervical orgasms, and the link for that I will put below this video. As I've said, the same experiences are available to men as they learn how to consciously move and direct their sexual energy within their bodies rather than just unconsciously ejecting it out of themselves. For some of the techniques I teach for men, check out my video, How to Last Longer in Bed, here on YouTube, and I will put that link below. So in these times when the use of psychedelics for personal growth is becoming more and more popular, I'm often asked what I think about this. And I am glad to see people using drugs and plants more in the vein of awakening rather than going to sleep, as in with the purpose of getting more conscious rather than going unconscious and as an escape. From my perspective though, this is still using an external substance to bring you somewhere. If these states exist within us, they exist all the time, and they can be accessed without drugs or external aids, right? I am personally all about self-reliance rather than needing something outside of me to create my states of being. Plus, in my view and what I understand spiritually, the gains that we receive through our own efforts and our own labor are permanent. The insights that we get through substances might open some doors and windows of perception, but it's still up to us to do the work. There is no shortcut to doing the work. We ultimately need to earn this growth ourselves. All of the blocks that we need to clear and the demons that we need to confront on the way to cultivating incredible gourmet transcendent sex are the work. And I speak so much on the importance of healing and removing all of the superimposed conditions, traumas, and impediments to us experiencing the pure flow of divine, creative, and orgasmic energy. This is available to all of us. Every block we clear, every demon that we face opens up our awareness just a little bit more and a little bit more. And as we clean the passage, we're rewarded with deeper insights into ourselves and into the universe. Whenever I need to boost my mood or dive into my creativity or connect with myself, I go straight to the source. My genitals. I have lots of tools I use to tune into this energy and harvest it and then channel it in my body for rejuvenation and then out into the world at large as my creative expression. I often say #poweredbyvagina. I often talk about my coffee breaks I take during my workday to fuel up on creative juice. I don't do coffee, I do orgasms. It's true, they're extremely potent. I grab my partner's cock or my jade egg or one of my couture dildos and I head to bed. I spend 20 to 40 minutes there revving up my sexual energy, this life force energy, and then I go back to work. And if you're asking about what about my 3-hour sex dates, well, those are on a separate time. These are like midday, mini breaks to get some energy for myself. The routine I follow that I recommend for people is my meditate, masturbate, create sequence. This can be quick, like a 15-minute pick-me-up session, or as long as you like. Here's how to do it. Step 1, meditate. Take a few minutes to elevate your state of consciousness from the get-go. I have a daily meditation practice and I often use mantras to help still my mind, and the sound vibration of these charged words will also help to elevate you. One of my favorite words to chant is HU, H-U. This is an ancient name for God, spirit, energy, the universe, whatever you want to call it, and it's found in all kinds of different writings and cultures all over the world. So you inhale, and then on your exhale, you chant HU. Step 2, masturbate. Pleasure yourself however you like and breathe. Take long, steady, deep breaths, aiming for a 4-count inhale and a 4-count exhale. Throughout, and especially as you get to the edge of orgasm, breathe even more deeply. Step 3, create. Now go and do something, whether it's painting or writing or gardening or cooking or going back to your regular work. Be aware that you now have this creative and mental boost, and you feel and visualize and imagine that you're channeling this energy out into everything that you do, wherever, whenever you are. This is available to you at all times, literally at your fingertips, that you can switch on. And what you'll find, and I've talked about this in my Energy Sex podcast, in my Let's Have Tantric Sex podcast, is the more that you open up these energy channels in your body, the more energy flows through them, the more you feel pleasure, the more that you feel the power of your sexual energy. Your ecstasy, your divine intuition, creative inspiration, and self-realization are all in you, waiting to be activated via your own heart and genitals. The truth is in there.